What's going on, everybody? Today we are back in the Heart of Gielinor to showcase how you can AFK Gregorovic. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you guys know when I upload methods like this next. So if you're excited and you are ready, make sure to grab your gear. Let's dive in. As for the requirements, you will need 95 plus prayer just for soul split and your sorrow curses, but you do need level 80 to be able to take on Gregorovic inside of the Heart of Gielinor. Next, you have the 90 plus combat skills. We are going to be using Necromancy, so you're going to need 90 Necro, 90 Defense, and 90 Constitution. Follow it up with 107 plus Herblore, so you can have your Elder Overload salves. 73 plus summoning, so you can use your Blood Reaver. 85 plus invention, so we can have ancient gizmos on our perked armor. Also, you will need a tier 3 necromancy tree unlocked, so you're able to use conjure army for your revolution bar. You also need 98 plus archaeology, so you have certain relics for this setup. As for the quests, the only quest that you need will be the Temple at Intestine, so you can have your curses unlocked. The only two recommendations that I do have is 112 plus invention, so you can make potion reservoirs, so you can make this a super AFKable method, and 118 plus archaeology, so you can have the conservation of energy relic power, which does help save a bunch of adrenaline while taking on Gregorovic. As for the gear, we will be using the tier 90 Death Warden set for all pieces in the slots. As for the aura, we will be using the Vampirism aura for the extra healing that you can gain. For the cape, we will be using the Zut cape for sure against Gregorovic, because you want to deal out as much damage as possible, so having the Death Skulls use minimal of your adrenaline is super key. As for the necklace, we are going to be using an Essence of Finality just because of the extra little heals that you do get by using Soul Split. For the ring, we will be using a Reaver's Ring since we will have a 100% hit chance. As for the ammo slot, we have a Grasping Ruin pouch in there since it does give me an extra prayer bonus right now since I don't have the upgraded Nexus. For the weapons, you will have to use the tier 95 weapons in order to make this an AFKable method. You need to be able to deal out as much damage as possible so you can get all the healing as possible, because Gregorovic does hit pretty hard doing this method. As for our pocket slot, we do have the Scripture of Jazz book in here. You can use the Scripture of When God book if you really wanted to, but I feel like the Scripture of Jazz does work better here since Gregorovic does move around a lot on the map. As for our inventory, we do have our potion reservoirs, our Elder Overload salves to go inside of them, Powder of Penances, our Blood Reaver Familiar, the Nexus to hold all of our Ectoplasms and Necro Ruins, the Spring Cleaner, Enhanced Excalibur, and the Ancient Elven Ritual Shard. As for the Relic Powers, I was using Conservation of Energy, Persistent Rage, and Death Ward. You can substitute Conservation of Energy for almost anything that you would like. Fury of the Small is something I would highly suggest to put on here, but Persistent Rage and Death Ward are mandatory for this setup to work. Now, for the perks to make it work, you would also want to have at least Precise 6 and Aftershock on your weapons. You don't need anything else like you see on screen. I just had them on the weapons. I just wasn't going to change it around for this method to be possible on the channel. So Precise 6 and Aftershock 4 is one of your main keys that you want to have, so you can deal out as much damage as possible, so you can also get all the healing back, and you can also do the kills a lot faster. As for the Death Warden robe top, Venom Blood, you can put on any other perks on your robe top as well, but Venom Blood is super key here so you don't get poisoned by Gregorovic, because that is the main damage that he will do to you. For the Death Ward robe bottoms, Crystal Shield 4, Absorber 4, so if you want to do anything AFKable, I recommend those two perks on any setup for any AFK method when it comes to combat. Now, if you've never been to the Heart of Gielinor, all you have to do is teleport to Al Kharid, run south past the bandit camp, run over the bridge, run east, and you'll see where you can take an elevator down into the Heart. And of course, if you've already gotten a kill down in the Heart of Gielinor, you can use War's Portal to teleport to any one of the bosses that is down in the Heart of Gielinor. Now, before you can actually take on Gregorovic, you will need to kill at least 40 Sliss faction creatures in order to be able to go through the barrier. Now, you can also drop that down if you have the reputation unlocked to where it drops the needed amount of kill count to 20 instead of 40. Now, once you make it through the barrier and you're on the bridge, this is when you activate everything, your aura, your god book, your potion reservoir, you summon your Blood Reaver familiar, and you turn on your prayers. Then you do a quick transfer through the barrier, and you're just going to go all the way over to Gregorovic and let the Reaver bar do its work. As for the Revolution bar, you're going to use Conjure Army, Soul Sap, Command Ghost, Command Skeleton, Death Skulls, Reflect, Touch of Death, Finger of Death, Volley of Souls, and Bloat. You will use Conjure of Army once per fight, along with the other niche uses like the Death Skulls, Reflect, and Bloat. Now, for Bloat, you can honestly remove Bloat and put in something else like a Sacrifice, so you don't use as much adrenaline towards the end of your Revolution bar, because Bloat hardly ever gets used anyways, but that is to your preference. Now, the only thing you have to pay attention to is your potion reservoirs, which is unlike almost any other AFK method that has been on my channel. So it threw me through a loop when I was even making this video. So you don't have to use darkness. You don't have to watch out for all of your magic note paper grabs and, know everything inside of your inventory. You only have to pay attention to your potion reservoir here. Now, you can expect anywhere between 35 to 40 second kill times, which is absurd, because when I was actually attempting to do a fast kill time with this AFK method with the first Necromancer set and fully perked out with best in slot perks, I was getting around the same kill times with a lower tier tank armor set. Which goes to show that you don't need the best in slot perks or best in slot gear or weapons to get something done as efficiently. Now, you could expect about 49 kills per hour doing this method exactly. Now, for the expenses, using, ectoplasms, your powder of penances, your elder overload salves, your blood reaver, and all of the behind the scenes like your divine charges and all the fun stuff, you're looking at spending about 2.5 million GP during that time. Now, after a whole hour of doing Gregorovic, I had 1.9 million GP from just the drops. Now, the Spring Cleaner did do a lot of work, giving me about 1 million GP from the medium plated rune salvages that it dropped as well. Now, let's not forget that you can also get rare items from Gregorovic as well to boost the GP per hour if you are lucky. So in the end, I only made about 1 million GP in that hour. Now, like I said, it could go way higher if you get lucky with the drops that Gregorovic can drop, which are worth more than enough for your time. But that does come on to this video. If you guys found anything interesting or useful, make sure to hit that like button. If you guys are brand new to the channel and would like to see more AFK work like this or money makers in the future, hit that sub button, hit the notification bell so you guys know when I upload next. But until next time, guys, I hope you stay safe. See ya.